Hi guys, welcome to the channel. So till now we have discussed a little bit about charges. We have understood what are charges. We have discussed that charges are of two types, positive and negative. We have also discussed some of the properties of charges, and we have also discussed about the conservation of charges. So moving ahead, we are now going to discuss about electrostatic charging. Basically we are going to discuss methods for charging, electrostatic charging. So we are going to discuss the methods here. So starting out with the first method. So the first method is charging by friction. So basically this we have studied in lower classes as well, that if we are having two objects and they are creating friction with each other, if two objects are rubbed with one another, so one loses and the other gains electrons on rubbing, and the amount of this charge transferred depends upon the type of materials which we are using while rubbing. Okay, so when we are rubbing two materials, one of them is going to lose electrons and the other one is going to gain electrons, and due to this exchange of electrons, or you can say charges, because electrons carry negative charge, so due to this exchange of charges there is electrostatic charging happening. Okay, so this is the very first method, very basic method, that is charging by friction. Now how much this charging would happen, that will depend upon the type of materials which we are using. So this is the first method. After this there is second method, that is charging by induction. It is basically what it is, charging a conductor by redistribution of charges in it. So what we do is, there are basically two methods of charging by induction. So basically if we are having, suppose a conductor here, okay, we have a conductor here and we are going to place this conductor in the neighborhood of a charged body. Okay, so if we are going to place a conductor in the neighborhood of this charged body, then there are two ways by which this conductor can get electrostatically charged. So there are two methods, first one being charging by induction and the other one being charging by earthing. Okay, so what happens if we are having a conductor, okay, it is not charged but it is a conductor, and we are going to place this conductor in the neighborhood of a charged body, then it can get electrostatically charged via earthing also or via induction also. So one by one we are going to discuss both of these methods by which we can charge this particular conductor by placing it in the neighborhood of this charged body. Right, so first of all we are going to discuss the first method, that is charging by earthing the conductor. So basically this is the first method, that is charging by earthing. Now suppose this is a metal ball. Okay, so this is a conductor. So this is a metal ball which is there on an insulated stand. Okay, this is an insulated stand and this is a metal ball, so it will be a conductor. Now this is the first case in which we are having, this is, you can say this is the case before charging. Okay, we are simply having a metal ball placed on an insulated stand. This is the first case. Now after this what happens, in the second case we have this metal ball on this insulated stand. But now what happens, what we do is we get an ebonite rod. Okay, this ebonite rod is negatively charged. So what happens when we are going to place it in the neighborhood? So what we are going to do is we are placing a charged body in the neighborhood of a conductor. So this is a charged body in the neighborhood of this conductor. So what happens, this is having negative charge. So basically we know unlike charges attract each other, so this negative charge will attract the positive charges towards itself, and because all the positive charges have accumulated towards the right hand side in this conductor ball, so the negative charges will be here, right? So this is the case, because this negative charge is present here, it will attract the positive charges towards itself, right? So negative charge will be here and positive charge will be here on this ball. Now this is the process of charging, right? Now what we do is, once this distribution has happened, what we do, we are having positive charges here, negative charges here, and we have distribution. So now what we do the earthing. Okay, now what earthing does is it makes these negative charges flow here, so all the negative charge will flow here. Okay, and after the earthing, this is the process of earthing. Okay, this whole is second case of, you can say, during charging. So this is the second case. What we have done is we have placed an ebonite rod which is negatively charged. So what happens, due to the this charged body, this positive charge come here and negative charge goes here. After this, when this distribution of charge happens, what we do the earthing. Due to earthing, this negative charge flows down, right? And we are left with the positive charge on this ball. So what will be the third case? In third case, we will be having this ball. Now we can remove this ebonite rod. So this ball will be having net of positive charged. So what has happened here, we have just placed an ebonite rod, right, in the neighborhood of this conductor. After doing the earthing process, what has happened, this ball has attained the positive charge. So initially it was not charged, right, and now it is positively charged. This is the method of charging by earthing. So this is the third case, which is, you can say, after charging. Right, so this way you can charge a conductor by earthing. So basically, what is induction? Induction is something in which we introduce a charged body, and due to that charged body, an uncharged body gets the distribution of charges. This is basically what is induction. So under induction, we are going to discuss three of the ways by which you can do the method of charging. First one being charging by earthing. So in this case, induction has happened here, right? So this is known as the process of induction, in which due to this negative charge, this redistribution of charge happens. So this is known as the process of induction, right? So using this induction, we are going to study two more methods. Second one being charging by separating conductors, and the third one is charge separation by polarization. So now we are going to discuss about a little bit about charge separation by polarization. Now in this case, again we will be having a charged object. Okay, suppose we are having this charged object. This is positively charged object. Okay, and now we are having an insulator here. Okay, now this is an insulator. Now what happens in this insulator? Charge, how charge will be induced? This is positive charge, so it will take negative charge towards itself, right? It will attract negative charge towards itself, and due to this the positive ones will be here. So dipoles, these dipoles will be arranged somewhat like this in an insulator. So in an insulator, what happens, these kind of dipoles are generated because we are having a charged object here, so it will attract the, so it is a positively charged one, so it will attract the negative charges towards itself, and because negative charges are here, so definitely positive charges are going to be here. So here separation of charges has happened. So this is known as induced charge, right? So this charge which is induced due to the presence of this charged object, this is known as induced charge. So by this method, this is known as polarization method, because we are creating what here, we are creating dipoles here because of the presence of this charged object. So this is the charge separation process by polarization, right? So this is the second way. Now after this we are going to move to the third process of charging by induction. Before that, remember here it was positively charged one, so it has due to the process of this induction, what has happened, negative charges have accumulated here, so induction process has happened here. Okay, so this is the second one. Now we'll move on to the third process. So now we'll discuss the third process, that is charging by separating conductors. Now in this case, what we are going to do, we will be having two conductors. Suppose we are having two metal balls, right? In this case, ball A and ball B. Okay, so these are the two conductors with us. Now we are going to introduce a glass rod. So basically we are having glass rod here which is positively charged. Okay, so this is a glass rod which is positively charged. Now what happens here is that because this is positively charged, so it will attract negative charge towards itself. Now because there is negative charge here, so positive charge will be accumulated here, right? Now because there are positive charges here, they will attract negative charges of this ball towards themselves, and because negative charges are here, positive charges will be here. So I think I need to draw it in a bigger way, so I'm going to draw it in a magnified way here. So suppose this is A and this is B. We are having glass rod which is positively charged. Okay, this is A, this is B. Now because this is positively charged, it will attract the negative charges towards itself. Now because these are the negative charges here, so positive charges will be here obviously, right? Now these positive charges will attract the negative charges of this ball, this metal ball, towards themselves. Now because negative charges are accumulated here, so positive charges will be here, right? Now I hope this whole process is clear. This is basically the process of induction happening here in this case. Now what we are going to do next is, now charge distribution has happened. Now what we will do, now first one thing which we should remember is that this part is going to get neutralized, right? Because we are having positive and negative charges with each other, so this is a neutralized part. So basically we are having positive charges here, negative charges here, right? Now what we are going to do is, In the next process, we are basically having two balls, right? Two balls, and due to the presence of this positive charge, we are basically having negative charges here and positive charges here. This part is neutralized, right? This part is neutralized. So we are having negative charges here, positive charges here. This part is neutralized one. Now what we are going to do is we are going to remove this rod and separate these two, right? Now we'll remove this rod and separate these two. Now what will happen is that this is ball A, this is B. A and B. Now when we are going to remove this rod and separate these two things, so it will be having net of negative charge and it will be having net of positive charge. So both of these metal balls are charged now. So I hope this whole process is clear, right? Due to this glass rod, this charge redistribution has happened. This middle part gets neutralized. We are having positive charges here, negative charges here. This is the neutralized part. Now we will separate these two and remove this, and we will be having positively charged and negatively charged two conductors, right? So this is the third process of charging. So I hope these processes of charging are clear to you. Now in the next video, what we are going to do, we are going to discuss a little bit about charge distribution when shape of conductor is not that symmetric like this one, right? When they are unsymmetric in shape. Also one thing, that is quantization of charge. That is a property of charge which we have not discussed yet. So in the next video we are going to discuss that as well. So that is a very important part also. So I hope this video was helpful for you. So far that's it for this video. Thank you so much for watching.